don't know, with odds like that, I don't know which way I'd go. It's such, especially game one. You know, game one is the tempo setter of the series.
Well, I can tell you that the first game that Team Spirit lost this whole season was versus Na'Vi, and it was a Riki Drow combo. So perhaps, you know, Darkside feeling a little inspired from that Na'Vi win, and if they could use that to their own advantage over Team Spirit. And in that game, he actually had a Monkey King, so it's a little bit better of a matchup, I would think, in terms of like setting like the tempo and the pace that you'd be playing at. And they lost to the Primal Beast stomping all over them from the mid lane, so it's a little bit on both sides this time.
I think my issue with this bottom lane is Visage is a hero that can get run over pretty quickly. Like DK Focus has got to be very careful with his positioning the first 3-4 levels, because if Yatoro plus Miposhka, it's going to be the Mirana Spectre lane. They do kind of a surprising amount of magic damage with this, level 2 Starstorm at level 3 plus Spectral Dagger. Visage is very slow.
And yeah, it's a good point to even talk about these roles and everything. Because we were right about the Mirana 5, but Larl, seeing everything, says, yeah, give me the Tusk. I'd rather take that mid versus the Ember. I can get away with it. I was thinking that would be the Primal Beast, because to me it's kind of the same idea, but Tusk can scale a lot harder if the game goes well, and the Tusk should theoretically have an easier time getting on the Lina later on in the game as well without a BKB, so maybe you could snowball a bit harder. Pun unintended, believe it or not. But...
They're already on top of this Lina, in fact. Ramsey's
Primal Beast with the body blocks.
Oh, yeah, come on.
That's 3 damage.
Can do. Yeah, I mean, does Ramsey's walk Fountain and TP out again? He's bringing some tangos, but I don't think that's going to be enough.
Can we just like lower Primal Beast attack speed a little bit and make him hit the same as Treant Protector? Because it's just not fair that he only hits like 63. I feel like he deserves a bigger slap than that, you know?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? No, for the lore, guys.
I don't know, because Trample's a spell.
Oh, base damage scale. Like, it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, no problems there. I don't know. I always... Coming back to the role attribution, always find it funny. I talk about like every iteration of how they can swap things and be flexible and versatile, and they do the one swap that I didn't talk about. Primal Beast 4.
An interesting one. I think Primal Beast 4 is really good when the BKB doesn't feel super necessary. Like, you're still gonna buy it first. It's still his best item. But if you feel you can get away with a lot without it, it's kind of nice. And that kind of looks like this game, aside from the smokescreen. That part will be really annoying for Primal Beast.
Just buy a full staff.
Yeah. Just trample first. Doesn't matter.
Roger. So far, doing a good job guarding DK Focus. Still only halfway through level 1 though. Looks like Team Spirit going to crack level 2 a little bit faster. Riki. Just on top of the Mirana, and it's arrow level 1, so Miposhka looking to secure those range creeps early on here. It looks like not going straight into the Starstorm.
One free hit there before Miposhka was level 2 for the leap.
And then leaps away. I'm curious. I would have expected just to continue the Starstorm build with Dagger Starstorm, nuke people down. They're going for the more slippery approach where Miposhka is going to be able to save himself against the Riki and the Soul Assumption from the Visage, I guess.
Yeah, it feels like they're just chilling. Want to make sure the Spectre gets farmed up. Cancer blocked anyway, no pulls, keep it stable. Collapse is dead. You know, normal stuff.
Yeah, normal stuff. Just Lich Lina. Frost Blast plus Light Striker rate. Slow into stun. Yeah, DP doesn't like that immediate burst damage. Wants the more extended team fights or scraps between heroes. Get the full value out of that Spirit Siphon.
The old max charges 1 at level 1. Not very helpful, you know? It's a bit tougher to flex it here.
She's got a Wraith Band though now. Bit of protection against the Lina's right clicks at least.
I have become the offlaner. Oh! He actually didn't get the last there on the flag bearer creep.
Or that one. And Ramsey's 9-2. Ember Spirit looking at the CS doing very well. 18-3. Timberset at 11-4. How is he so far ahead?
I don't know, but he didn't get himself a stack, so that's a bit rough. Or, sorry, a rune, rather. Not where that came from. Yeah, I guess he's just got a couple more denies. Looks like he's just been bullying a little bit here. Not sure if Larl's been forced into... What's he got flying out now? Stick, eh?
Yeah, looks like he's struggling against Flame Guard. I'm not sure he can break it. What is it, 140
Pull
plus
up top.
150?
There you go.
They do get the grab on Mira. Light Strike Array is there as well. And blast down the Primal Beast. 2 kills for that safe lane of Darkside. Ramsey's going to be very happy.
I found out what's happening. Laryl's just missing a lot last Thunder Tower. He just missed
is he?
3. Yeah.
That's why. I was immediately looking out, like, are there treants? Are there, like, summons? No, there's nothing. It's just out CSing by this Ember Spirit mid.
Yeah, that was a bit rough. Game plans, though, in this one. Pretty quick-looking tempo. I'm not sure about Rebels' game. Like, all these Ember Maranas, very solid. Love that combo. Feels good. This game, it has to be like Ember Ricky, I guess, as Mira, again, in trouble up top here, but they don't have the mana to follow up. Oh, he's going to try and mango for it, but...
And the courier?
Oh, nice.
1 punch.
It's hard enough, I guess. But, yeah, it's pretty much going to be Roger and Rebel, I guess, right? That doesn't seem as successful, though, as a Marana Ember, where you just get to, like, the Slay and the Bola, and the stuck, you get the damage. But maybe it'll be enough to carry Roger to a good gold timing for the Shard, which, of course, is very important on the feel kind of useless.
Yeah, it feels like Darkside don't have a super heavy committal draft. Everyone's very good at poking and re-engaging in team fights. Speedy Lina, elusive Ember Spirit, Ricky with the invis and the jumps around. If they're able to kind of poke and prod, force out an Exorcism, force out a Spectre Haunt, Team Spirit have a fair amount of long cooldown ultis that they are reliant on to be able to win team fights and take objectives.
Their positioning in the fights is also like exactly the opposite. The Team Spirit has like Spectre, Death Prophet, Primal Beast, Tusker. They are just in, you know? Like, sure, you guys want to be like move around, we will chase you and follow you and be big beefy bodies. I think the protection of the Visage and the Lina is of the utmost importance in terms of trying to get some damage back into the side of Team Spirit, because around like 20 minutes, they're all going to be extremely tanky.
This is Lich still chasing the Primal Beast. Yeah. Nearly 6 minutes in, get away from my jungle. Darkside looking to gather themselves both of those bounty runes, it looks like. They spot Larl. Level 6 Tusk does have a punch. Whacks into Roger. Rune, it's a DD picked up by the Ember and a good dodge arrow there. Roger flies straight over the top of it. And Rebel just sidesteps it too.
Snowball, it was pinged right away. Using their big brains here. We'll be able to deward that on the Dire. Free gold. See? Nice ward, though. Giving you that snowball save. That was big brain stuff there from Laryl.
Yeah, real nice. And they've left Yatoro down bottom all alone now, so his last hits are not to suffer down here. Visage 26-11. Plenty of denies for DK Focus, so yeah, having a much better time than we've seen recently. And to have a bit of poke against the Spectre. Raindrops and Magic Stick is making their life much easier. They do dive top as well. Ramses caught out by that onslaught and trample. And the gaze comes a little too late from Seneko. Gonna go for the TP now, knowing there are no further stuns to connect onto him. But here's that.
So free.
Trample damage, isn't it?
He literally just like got on him. That was it. It was over. Like, Clash just walked on the tower very casually. He sauntered under that tower. And there was just nothing they could do. Nothing felt appropriate. And now the wave's dying. He's getting XP. If Mira doesn't split it, this could give him 6.
It's kind of how every DP lane feels like if the enemy support isn't a Clockwork or something.
Yeah.
You just have this melee 4, you dive tower, you've got 3 levels in Spirit Siphon now. You don't care tower hits, you don't care creeps hitting you.
And he has raindrops too. Snakeo's trying to burn them away on Mira, but he still has 4 more charges. He has 1,000 HP. And if is like take the 1,000 HP and assume you get 2 raindrops off, then that's, you know, what, 1,200 HP. So pretty hard to handle right now.
Yeah, what do you do? Ramsey's just farming jungle. You're just gonna let this top tower fall?
I think this is one of those situations where they could just exorcism this tower if they want. The Dire even scanned there to wonder if Mira's there. They know Mira's rotating because of that, though, and that's why Rebel got out. Also because they scared us the rune bottom. Oh, he got it too.
Chasing Miposhka, yeah. Arcane runes up. So slight spam is coming. No leaps remaining here. Miposhka, 6 wand and a fairy fire.
Oh,
neutral! Oh, the neutral! It gets killed by the wolf. Ember doesn't get the finish. And they are going to exo that top tower, collapse straight in on it. Mira not going to trample the creep wave, going to drag it and actually try and hunt into the trees, looking for any stragglers here. Darkside have already evacuated though, and that's what the scan will indicate.
Laryl's just mid here. Roger not committing for anything under that tower.
Well, there's the first domino. What's the second one for Team Spirit? Do you swing mid, or are you waiting the 2 minutes for Exo to come back?
What I've been liking a lot lately is teams that start playing into the jungle because of these like ranged carries that need this little bit of space. So I would like to see them try and play up this hill, sort of control that space. But meanwhile, Roger stuck around mid a little bit too long there. And he got snowball, punched, arrowed.
He sure did. And I get a D-ward too. So it looks like just naturally, even without catapults, they'll get a bit of chip damage here as they haunt. Where are they jumping? Up and down all over the place. Yafta are toying with the lich as they blow up Suneko. They also spotted Ramsey sat at a third of his HP. Light Strike Array, where is it? It's going to come, but collapse. The damage. Oh, the raindrops on Ramsey's kept him alive through the Crypt Swarm.
Yeah, actually saved by raindrops. And they know there's vision there as well, so that ward got pinged out because of how the Lina reacted to his movement.
Yeah.
That must have been a survival haunt from Yadro, was it? Like, was he must have been being pressured down bottom and haunted out.
Yeah, not entirely sure. Just saw him jumping from like Lina to Lich to Visage. I was like, what's going on? He's all over the place.
Ramsey actually goes right back to that top lane too. Goes home, TP's back up there. Forced to stay in this area. Now Yadro even farming up top as well. We've got a little swapperino.
Yeah, swings up north because Visage has taken his tower. The Visage Vlad is ready. Curious to see if he does upgrade it into Wraithbank. Do we see some kind of Helm build on the Visage? Or do you just keep it as Vlad's and buy Greaves now?
Yeah. I feel like I'd rather have it that way. It is interesting, though, to go for the Vlads.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty good when you've got Lina Ember as your two calls. We're coming into this bottom jungle now, though. Invis up for Lal, but familiar stuns and apparently some reveal here. Yeah, sentries placed down on the ground. Snowball will buy a little bit of time for Lal, but he's surrounded by 4 Darkside members. So a good swift move down south. Gets them a pretty big kill on the enemy mid laner. Transitioning that into something more is not available to them, though.
It is a good waste of time, though, because at that same point, Collapse was sitting and prepping mid with the Exorcism ready. So kind of looking to pressure that mid tower, and obviously doesn't want to do that when he's missing his own mid here. So it's very important to just keep the momentum going when you're playing Death Prophet, especially at the 3. I feel like you just want to like pop your Exorcism every time you can. And some moments like this where you're not able to do it because you're missing an ally, all of that stacks up to give you like a slightly worse game on this hero. That being said, Collapse obviously extremely farmed right now, neck and neck with the Ember. And will be the one leading this team to the mid game.
Has Mech done already? 90 sustained from them. And looking at item builds, Spectre, quite an interesting one. Back into the Blade Mail build, and then it looks like Hand of Midas with Aghanim Septicute afterwards. Oh, Mira. Oh, a lot of damage from that Chain Frost Soul Assumption. Big combo from Darkside. Pretty difficult for Team Spirit to play into this bottom lane now. Visage has planted his flags here. This is my land. And it creates a nice bit of space behind him so Ramses can farm Ancients, farm the 2-3 camps down in the bottom jungles pretty safely as well. But they're trying to kick DK Focus out of here. I said that he's planted his flag and this is his territory, and he's showing he's not going to go without a fight. Koshka, one leap, has Wand and Fairy Fire. Oh, it's going to be close here to get another leap up, but the Snowball, the Lina disappears. Now onto the Visage as well. Tries to get off the Grave Shield to slip away as the Lich TPing home, but stunned up by the last second arrow. Team Spirit, bring the numbers. That's how you kick people out of your bottom lane. Peposhka is invis for a matter of seconds remaining now, as Rebel's Ember, he's got a safety remnant. So he's just toying with him and trying to kill Meposhka with the chains. The mana. He has mana now with the wand. He's got one. It's 45 seconds remaining. I can see the debuff.
Yeah, it's because Tusk was sitting on it, though. He placed it over there on the right-hand side.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So a bit rough on that one.
That's three core kills. That was Lina, Visage, Ember, all 3 dead, and Team Spirit suddenly pretty big advantage for them.
How did that start? All by trying to pressure a Visage and trying to keep the Visage alive. So you can kind of understand it. They want to get that big damage out. Yeah, if you can save the Visage and just give them a couple more rounds of just like right clicks and that spacing that you can get there, but obviously not able to make the turnaround play in this one. And they still have Exorcism right now.
Yeah, they used Haunt and Moonlight, but a little bit of Acto to go. I guess that's the big strength of the Spectre, right? You're just on the opposite side of the map, suddenly 5 heroes on top of the Visage.
Yeah, and with Midas ready in a moment, that's gonna be a quick half.
Poor Seneko. Deary me, they're just camping here by the Ancients. Might get the cross kill on Mira though as he tries to escape, and successfully so it looks like. Onslaught gets the high ground, and off to the side, the Roger Ricky. He's onto Mipeshka, Mirana down to the Maelstrom strike of the Lina.
He just wanted it. He's like, maybe I can get out.
Lyle still fighting. He's 1v2. Ramses has given up on his battle, wanted to go back to farming, but now Collapse is coming in, but he's under a dire sentry. Invis Rune not going to give him that sneaky move that he was hoping for.
The dust connects, but he was already back on the other side. They were hoping that he was still lurking somewhere in the mid there. Maybe could have got him to a combo out of the searing chains. Poshka comes mid. Oh, digs up the bounty rune. That's how you know something good's gonna happen.
Nice. Yeah, they want that mid tower, don't they?
One would suspect, but the haunt's not up for another 35 seconds, so no point rushing it yet. But the shard will also be up in 15 seconds here for Roger, as there's nothing else to really buy in this hero at this point in the game, so he's just waiting for that to come into play here. How are we going to play off of Ricky's shard this game? You got birds to follow up a stun, you got LSA, you got even maybe like a lich play. It's pretty cooperative.
Yeah, well, we've seen a couple of moves over all regions where we've had this Ember Spirit Ricky and maybe one or two Force Staffs as well, right? Where you sleeping dart a target, you slight change them, you Force Staff them to low ground, you catch and kill them.
Oh, meanwhile, down bottom, though, at the same time, Laro's in trouble.
Yeah, getting on top of the Tusk under those tier 2, they dust him. Now snowballed back into the waiting arms of 4 Darkside heroes. And Team Spirit nowhere nearby. They were equally hunting the Ramses Alina up in that top jungle, but they're not quite able to connect.
They tried to use that defensive haunt to their advantage. They can also find Ramses. We'll find him now with Mira, but Mira's pretty alone right now. Courier, Mira, your courier.
Collapse.
Crazy.
Sleeping dart into the familiars. That's a lot of damage straight onto this DP. Through the Greaves, through the one charges.
Well, that's a big problem. They thought they had things sort of like set up here, but then the dart happens. And the dart, if everyone's not ready to go, if you don't instantly haunt from that spectre, the dart's just going to break apart the entire engagement. And Mira was like stuck in enemy territory, in behind the Lina. They were trying to get a setup there. And Roger just breaks it all up here. So that's his game plan. He's going to run around. It's a 12-second cooldown. The dart is insane for this sort of play. And now Adro. Okay, now this will be the true test of their strength.
He's got Haunt as well. They're just going to annoy Yatoro here. They're bringing in a couple of heroes to help the Spectre out. And if the arrow connect, would have been huge for them. But instead they dive onto the Ricky. Dust comes out. Mira's on top of him, but a good smoke screen stops any kind of pulverized play. And he blinks away.
Oh, nice.
Hold on. No, Yatoro. Oh, he was desperate for that one. Back to his illusion, and away he goes.
That's interesting. That looked like an Ags play, not like a haunt. Oh, that's going to cost them too. Ramses gets the kill. I mean, they're both using ultis, but obviously I'd rather have Haunt than Laguna Blade.
Man, Ramses, top of the net worth. Closing in on his BKB. It's going to be a pretty big sticking point here for Spirit as well. When Lina has BKB, what's the way they deal with her? If Tusk doesn't have Blink, he's gone for this BKB build himself. And Lich is chain frosting mid, and darted up the DP, trapped under the smoke screen. Still pretty tanky with the help of Lal and Mira coming in now. Seneco's burst down, and Roger, he's trying to run his way out of here. Spirit siphons up, and a blink strike back to Rebel's Ember will get him to safety.
Big defense there from Team Spirit. This dart just breaking things apart lately. Making it hard for them to group up and finally push this mid tower. So keeping the collapse up, probably most important right now. It is only level 1 exorcism. We need that double up on the spirits at level 12. That would be huge for the moment. It would also make Roach way faster. And they're going to start invading into some dire territory. They have a lot of great wards here. Mira, when he went for that big play hunting the Lina, he plants an extremely deep ward in the dire base. Call them courier wards. Tells you what everyone's up to all the time. Mega broken wards. Love them so much. And that's what's giving them the confidence to come up into this territory. Now, mind you, they are under vision right now from a ward near the outpost, and it looks like Mira's gonna miss it here.
Well, they don't find it. And Ricky knows exactly where Collapse is. They've lost sight of Mira, though. trying to come in with a smoke from the south. Ember Seneko
dead.
catching out Collapse. Can the onslaught save him? Try and push them around, but the Sinister Gaze stops him in his tracks. And the Primal Beast follows the DP into the grave. Now, is this an opportunity to Roche, or are you going to be reclaiming map as Darkside?
I mean, Roshing is pretty tough with them, unless they just like hard commit with the Lina, and Ramses is not there, so that's not gonna be the play. And Spirit, I like the idea of going up there because of the vision they had, but I think they stuck around a little bit too long. They also are doing it without Haunt. Like, if you want to stick around that long, I feel like the Haunt has to be up because you have to have some sort of an answer for when this inevitably happens with the dagger play, or the sleep dart play rather. Because they had no sentries either. Like, you need those all sentry combos in the dire territory to try and spot where the Ricky's moving.
It's just like a global strat, honestly. You got Familiars on top of him, smoke screens down, so he's forced to BKB, which he just had delivered. He does get the kill on Seneko, though, so Lal getting something from nothing. Has to spend his first BKB charge for it, though. We were praising the warding out of Mira and Team Spirit. Equally, these observers from Darkside have given them so many opportunities, now blowing up the Primal Beast with that catch they've got.
Yeah, it's really annoying playing versus a Ricky if you don't have some vision detection. It could be really worth like slarking versus Zero, just because of I mean, obviously there's issues with the smoke screen and stuff, but just the fact that like he relies so heavily on these deep wards to try and set up these sleep dart plays.
Another smoke up with the Lich and Ember again. This is their ganking duo.
He's doing the in-between as well. Man, Roger's going way around. He's passed between the tier 3 and the tier 2 tower. He's now up into the Radiant Ancients.
He's wrapping.
He's going past the Radiant Sentry, though.
Ooh, a little scary.
Oh, yeah, he just got spotted by Maposhka.
Dang it.
Oh, and he off-sentry comboed there, too.
Hello, Dust. Howdy, Roger. Smoke screen's down on the Mirana. They do slight chains her as well. And then Gemma pops around up here. She's burnt alive, but under the tier 1 tower. Team Spirit strike. Blowing up Seneko, trying to catch the Ember, but he's jumped away to his remnant. While Roger does get dusted in the end. All the Darius gets the escape out. DK Focus and Ramses, they're holding a high ground up to the right, but it's a chase onto Roger's Ricky, which will net Mira a double kill. A weird place to have a fight, right in front of that tier 1 top.
Say Roger's looking pretty clutch on this hero, though. He's very annoying to track down.
How many dusts are they using? Every time they try to kill him, they have to use 2 dusts to find him.
Yeah, he's not a cheap guy to fight right now. Collapse is level 12. My God, like, he has not exorcism in so long. That's got to be painful. Feels like you're just not getting anything of this hero. He's the lowest on the course right now.
Has he used it
not able to flex?
Or twice? He used it once for top tier 1.
That's the only one I can remember, but there was probably another?
I don't know.
Because now he didn't use it in that bottom fight, so I don't know.
Yeah, they were waiting forever to use it mid as well, but now it's level 2, you've got to. You're almost level 13. Get some use out of the cooldowns. And Ricky looks like he's their target. The smoke breaks, though, onto Mira, and DK Focus was atop the stairs. The smoke and a sleeping dart onto the Primal Beast. They're going to catch him and trap him, but the Ember Spirit! Oh, beautiful fight back from Spirit. The punch into Rebel clears him out, and now the tier 1 looks like it should be the objective Spirit claimed, but Lina offering her own right-click damage straight into the top. Light Strike array was there, now Collapse trying to dive. Good onslaught with a trample. Now on top of Lina and the Visage, but it looks like Spirit wanting to disengage. I think Yatoro is making the call that he does not want to fight without his horn. Just leave any stragglers to fend for themselves, and Ramses comes out with a double kill, and a snap smoke immediately back into action.
This is sort of the double-edged sword of putting this Primal Beast on support, I think. Because the smoke screen is ruining this hero in combination with the sleep dart. And so by putting it support, you're saying like, okay, well, I know this hero's gonna have a hard game because, you know, there's some tough stuff, so we don't want to make it a core, but it also means this BKB comes so much later. And you can't really play like that noise indicator that you get with the charge. Like Roger, I mean, they're charging at Roger. You should never get caught, right? You're a Ricky.
What is he? Persona non grata for Team Spirit right now. Yeah. He's the one. Kill
all
on
that
sight.
Time, too. Like prepping for mid, prepping for Roche, unable to get it. They pop it on the Lina, and Ramses, a perfect setup in that fight, just gets to walk in. Everyone's sort of already disabled or embattled in some other thing, and he just stands there and does the Lena thing, throws out his clicks, feels great.
Is there also an element of like oh god, they're just going to dive tier 2, aren't they? Yeah, Dart into Light Striker 8, trying to disengage the Tusk from this fight. Mira dived into the back, lol, gets the high ground, bottled himself up, but now Mira is going to get caught out here with a Sinister Gaze and a slight chains to follow. Another quick pick from the Darkside boys, and moving towards that tier 2 mid.
You know what's bad when they're not popping the Haunt? They don't have the confidence they can turn these fights yet.
Yeah, so is this like a disconnect with the Spectre? Between Spectre and the other 4 heroes? Because it feels like there should be a pretty solid 4 Protect 1 here from Spirit, but something seems not quite right.
I think Yadro doesn't want to commit to this fight that he still thinks he can lose. I think Yadro is saying, give me time. I just need like 1.5 more items and they just can't kill me. Like get myself a Yasha and the Scotty, then I'm going to be good. I don't know if he goes into the Manta first. I guess with Spectre, it's kind of worth it because of all the damage boosts you get, but I also feel like the Scotty is going to be clutch this game. Oh, there he goes.
Try
Shadow Step.
Closing on Ramses. No Haunt for third. Oh, no, they do have the Haunt. That was just the Shadow
Roger
Step.
just died.
Yeah, walked into the trees, meets his maker, and Lol and Collapse combo him down.
Look at Rebel. In behind like this, too.
Now, what's he up to? 2-man chains. Laguna Blade thrown out, and they blow up Mira again. He wandered down to low ground in the river, where it is not safe.
Just wave it.
I mean, dinosaurs left the ocean because they didn't want to swim anymore, and he walks back into the river.
What was he thinking? You're not a plesiosaurus. Come on now.
Role players Loch Ness Monster. Oh, Nessie. That's what we need. We need a Loch Ness
That is what we need. You just nailed it. That's next cosmetic. Primal Beast Immortal, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations.
There we have it. Yeah.
Comes with a special voice pack. All the growls and roars just somehow have an accent.
And the hero portrait is that, 1960s photograph of 20 pixels of a neck poking out of a lake.
Yeah, but now I kind of wanted to have a kilt. So now I'm not sure if I want to go Loch Ness or yeah, I'm thinking like bagpipes, a kilt, and a big bagpipe noise when you trample. And then he has one of those little hats too.
When you onslaught, bagpipes start chiming.
Yeah, that's the noise indicator. What is that hat I'm thinking? A tam, is that what it's called?
I know the Sporran is like the little pouch they've got. I don't know what the hat. I think you might be right. That sounds familiar. I'm going to say you're right.
Tartan hats and caps. Oh, it's made in Scotland. Oh, there you go. Hats, caps, tams, bonnet. Oh, they have a lot of names. All right, there we go.
Oh, we bonnet.
Ham O'Shanter hat. Yeah, that's what he needs. Oh, that's right. I think that's what it's called on Demo Man in TF2. He's got a nice one. All right, well, anyway, Darkside, they've just been looking great this whole game. I keep waiting for the turn. I keep thinking, like, okay, Spirit, this is the fight. The Haunt comes through, the big damage, but it's never happened. This Death Prophet has not looked like the Death Prophet of this patch. Unable to get the momentum. I'm not scared of Exorcism like I am every other game. And this has probably been the best Ricky performance I've seen in terms of... I know there have been some pretty good ones across the DPC, but in terms of games I've been casting, I'm really feeling the impact of just, we can't separate or someone dies.
Yeah, and I kind of want to hammer this home as well. The fact that DK Focus has had a good laning stage and Darkside are winning. He's 4-1-7, having a pretty spectacular time. Brute forcing tier 3 up in the top lane now, and it looks like Darkside is going to keep on going. Collapse does have this halberd, which is irritating for the Lina, as Lal dives into the back, punches Tsuneko, blows up the Lich and the Ricky immediately. Team Spirit, this is their time now. DK Focus surrounded, but gets into stone form, and Rebel has a 2-man chain. Pretty tanky on the Spectre, but a blow-up of Lal with the Laguna Blade, and that Blade Mail does a tremendous amount of damage, but DK Focus, Ramses and Rebel, able to withstand the pain, turn and fight into Collapse now. There's a disarm again on Lina, but she can continue fighting, but the return of Mira brought back to pummel the Lina. So Aegis gets expended. Rebel going to return to base to regen and reset. Does have a remnant to jump to now. And Team Spirit still looking for a potential angle to continue the fight, but it is over.
So that was costly in terms of a defense because they lost the Spectre, but they will keep the racks. So I think that they probably knew that it wasn't necessarily going to be like this big turnaround fight win, but I think keeping the racks and making sure you're not falling to an economical disadvantage by the creeps becoming super creeps is going to be important for Spirit, and important enough that that was worth it. Spectre will get back out on the map. She will farm. She is a Midas. So from there, he should still get to the Manta before the next fight.
Should do, yeah. And potentially that fight around Roshan going to be a deciding factor. Juicy tier 3 item time. Ogre Seal. What else was that? Elven Tunic. Oh, Mindbreaker and Enchanted Quiver. Pretty good ones.
I do think as well part of the problem with this game for Team Spirit was the lateness of the Force Staff from Aposhka. Aposhka obviously not someone who usually gets thrown that fast anyway. They had to sort of up it a little bit here. Mira's just like trying to get BKB because the hero needs it, but maybe a Force Staff would have been the play as well here because like people are just getting stuck in Ricky's cloud and they were unable to help for so long until Aposhka was able to pick this up.
And Aposhka realizes that cobalt he dug up wasn't worth it. He digs it up, hits it once, leaps away. Roger was on the prowl. Even saw the spectral dagger flying out, trying to chase the asteroid. Spirit back to holding high ground while Lal does get a bit of split push going. Blink, BKB ready, and about halfway, over halfway to his Desolator, so adding a bit more of that physical burst damage. That can be the undoing of Lina and Ember Spirit.
Now, for anyone who may have been tuning into the last series, a sort of similar match kind of occurred, right? Game went to, it ended up being 74 minutes, but there was this point where I was watching, all right, Beppoom was going to win this. And then they got stuck on their base, you know? Game looks really bad. The gold lead starts growing and growing and growing. But Beppoom did eventually bring it back. And honestly, it was kind of a similar lineup. In terms of just like, you know, they had the Shadow Fiend instead of the Lina. You got this big range carry. And in the end, you just got to find a way to shut them down. And it doesn't really matter how much gold you're ahead if that one big damage dealer isn't having a great time. So perhaps Team Spirit can get to that same level. They don't have the same high ground defense though, as Beppoom did though, of course, with the sniper and the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, because it feels like, in some regards, Ricky is similar to Disruptor. Very good when he's ahead, very good in wide open places. When he's in the savannah, hunting like a cheetah, sprinting and chasing people down. He's very, very powerful, but when you get into these close quarter
another
combat
great cosmetic idea from Gary B here. Cheetah Ricky.
But like when he gets into these, close quarter combat battles, he's inside buildings trying to defeat his opponents. It's a little bit messy, and I think Visage and Lich also a similar story. When they're able to pick their battles and they're grouped up as 5, they look very good. But if they are getting split across the map, maybe some struggles can occur.
So are you a believer? Do you think Team Spirit can turn this, or do you think this one's all Darkside?
With the games I've seen over the past week and a half, 2 weeks from all regions, I think anyone can win any game at any time. Anything is freaking possible. Especially, I've been tuning into more Southeast Asia than other regions, and the games over there, I know Tsunami threw up a stat in one of his panel segments where average game time across other regions, like median, sorry, not just average, not mean, but median game time was like 43 minutes, 44 minutes,
I
whatever.
did take statistical methods for geographers in university, so don't worry. I can handle a median.
I can't remember the other one. Is medium, mean, and
mode.
Mode. That's the other one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Usually when we talk about average, we talk about the mean, but there are 3 averages, maybe even more. But yeah, he was saying Southeast Asia has like a 46 minutes, like ridiculously higher, 3-4 minutes higher than any other region.
Smoke pop there, but delayed dust from Collapse, and in the end, wasn't really worth it. Bye-bye, Roger.
Slides away. A minute and a half for Roshan to spawn as well.
But yes, I've heard they're very scrappy over there. And I feel like we haven't had quite as many turnarounds here in comparison.
Oh my god. Roger's the target you want to go on. That's how you do it. Team Spirit still see Ramsey's kind of trapped in the shards. Throw the halberd onto her as well. Ricky will be alive when Roshan spawns. It looks like it's going to be back to map manipulating here for Darkside. Bottom lane is plenty of farm to push out. Team Spirit are the ones that kind of have to sit by their ancients, hoping for a fight to brew.
I do think Auto Scotty's going to be... Imagine he gets Scotty Basher.
Yeah,
it's going to be pretty hard to keep Lina alive.
Yeah, exactly. She just dies. Because you've got the Blink Walrus Punch and the Haunt with Manta Illusion Desolate damage. If she doesn't get BKB off, especially, she just gets shredded.
Of course, if she does, she has Satanic and Gleipnir, and you're all going to be in tears. So. We
Yeah,
have seen that quite a bit.
Do they have any saves for her? Like Lich has on disc, so he
no.
saves himself. Ricky
Yeah.
has a Force Staff.
That's the big one. The 1/4 staff. So just
it's
gotta be
like-
careful of the blink punch into snowball.
They're trying to catch the Ricky again. Mira might have bitten off more than they can chew. Does
they
get
gotta
chased
collapse.
stand up. Now collapse. Familiar stuns, Gleipnir, the root catches her. Death Puppet under the moonlight shadow. They have revealed to see her. They do. So collapse. Laguna bladed by this beyond godlike Lina. Had a few struggles in the laning stage, but Ramses has caught up tremendously. Now top of the net worth by a significant 7,000 margin. And 11-2 and 2. Up
And
to
if they
high
check
down we go.
Roche, it just spawned as well, but they're just going forward.
Damn, 3 lanes pushing in. No buyback on the Primal Beast. You might be forced to buy back the DP.
Those buildings, they're just gone.
What buildings? Cease to exist.
You guys gonna come back home, or you good? Oh, Roger, you're so annoying.
Sneaky devil. Nice dodge. Manta to get away from the sleeping dart. Roger, trick to the trade, and the smoke screen down. Dusted up for now. Poshka does get scouted though. The Gleipnir is there. As the Haunt. Yatoro. Where's he jumping? Onto Roger.
He's trying to kill
Catch onto the
Roger.
Ricky. Does find the takedown. And they've got this high ground ward up here for Team Spirit, so they see where Darkside are heading.
He's gotta run though.
Lina's courier. Is Ramses trying
No.
to scout, or is that just heading home?
it's just going home. I don't know.
Oh, it's roast time now.
All right, can I farm a Scotty while they roast? Fortunately, it won't take them that long. Best shard? Visage already has one. Ember already has one. Lich has one. Well, I guess we know who it's for then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ramses doesn't even put it in yet. He's like, really? Me?
Mira gets caught again. DK focus courier down, so Assault Curan's going to be pretty heavily delayed. Mira with an onslaught ready tries to get away from Rebel, but Maelstrom Strike is there.
Ramses really doesn't like the shard, I guess, on lean. He won't even use it. Everyone else on the team has one. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Why would I increase my net worth artificially when I can do it naturally? I'll buy it. He's going to just drop it on the floor, destroy it, and buy it.
Yeah, like it's just chill in the backpack, you know, no big deal.
Okay. Collapse has the Greaves early to get away from the chains, and another lane of Barrets here for Darkside. Yatoro trying to scout out and maybe get on top of Seneko. But this Frost Shield proving a little too difficult to... Oh god, lol! Half his HP disappeared, snowballs on towards Ramses, but he's dead with no buyback. And now with a sleeping dart, good Force Staff away, Yatoro saved. And they back up, retreating under their tier 3, while there's Wraith Pact and the Familiars. They're bringing down the buildings from safety. There's no commitment from Darkside. They're softly pushing up to high ground. And now Ramses realizes, oh, I've got Aegis, don't know I can walk up the staircase. Bring down his final lane of barracks. Mira is in, but the Sinister Gates is there. Seneko saves the Lina. That's the form of initiation they needed from Darkside. And, oh my god, collapse! Again, just blown up. The amount of damage here from Darkside is just you can't withstand it. Every hero that shows their face gets caught, slept, chased, killed. And this feels like game 1 is over. Darkside looking for this first victory of the match.
I wouldn't even call putting up a fight at this point. I mean, Yano was going to try, but yeah, he's called as he uses the final haunt of the game.
Some good blade mail damage.
Very impressed. I was not expecting that to be so one-sided. And you know what? The comeback story of the season, DK folks.